Restless nights can't catch my mind when it starts to crumble. I can't fight this war inside, but I try to tighten my grip and stay above water when all the voices get too loud and all the walls are falling down. Your touch saves me somehow. Move closer, there's only now.
Lesbians. One day cricket. Something else. It's Sunday night, and you know what that means.
You're high as shit.
Oh, you ain't lying. Hi,
And it's point of viewer.
Thank you. Hi.
Konnichiwa, bitches.
You know, Main Disembodied Voice of Doom, sometimes in life a man makes decisions. He has to do things to counteract those decisions.
Why do you sound like my dad right now?
Because and this is probably going to
No,
be his.
I can't say that. My dad would have never said anything like that. That first part would have started off that very reminiscent. That second part, however. But anyways, please go on, because I have a feeling that that if I interrupt you and get you off a train of thought, it could prove deadly.
I wouldn't necessarily say deadly. Interesting, yes. All I'm going to say is sometimes you need to counteract those decisions. But in counteracting those decisions, you make other decisions. Yes. So, this is going to be a very interesting episode, to say the least.
Yeah.
I can already tell by the look on your face. You're wondering what the fuck you signed up for tonight.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Well, it's we have a small docket of stories. How I'm going to be able to express those opinions on a particular set of stories, I'm going to be honest with you folks. I have no fucking idea. But I'm going to try.
And that should scare you.
Because I had a lot in my mind about certain things. It seriously sounds like you're eating fucking cereal. I know it's not cereal, and I know those are croutons. And yes,
with the damn blur, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, Texas toast. I could read the lettering for the most part. I know my corporate font sizes when it comes to logos.
Are pretty damn good.
So, the one topic that I can get out of the way the most... Let me restart that sentence. The one topic I can get out of the way the easiest before we head into the Main Disembodied Voice of Doom drink review, as I'm pretty sure he's going to need it while he's enjoying his salad.
I was going to say, first of all, I'm just going to sit here and let you dig as big of a hole as you want to, buddy. And second of all, yeah, we better hurry the hell up because I am going to need a drink soon.
You know how I am about cricket, right?
I mean, at this point, who doesn't?
Okay. I finally found what my problem was with six-a-side cricket. Le coupe calendrier LT. And something that's been going on in traditional cricket that I think I have the answer to.
Okay.
As I mentioned previously, the one-day World Cup of cricket is coming around soon. Next year, as a matter of fact. However, later this year, as well as 2 years from now, when the US and West Indies hosts, is the T20 World Cup. Now, the T20 cricket format is extremely new onto the scene, having only been around for 15 years. But we see the tremendous level of popularity of short-form cricket and what a lot of nations have done worldwide to embrace it. That's not necessarily the same for the one-day format. As we've noted previously, or as I've noted previously in a variety of conversations, the ideology of cricket and its various foci seems to come down to two things. Your one-day, or your test format, and your T20 format. The 1-day games, 50 overs aside, single innings matches take about 7 hours. The format seems to be forgotten outside of World Cup years. So I thought to myself, why? I'm a fan of short form cricket, T20, the 100, T10. I am one of those few that's a major fan of Test cricket. And to all my Australian followers, rest in peace, Andrew Symonds. Not only was he a very underrated Test player for Australia's golden age in the 2000s, he was the ultimate T20 player before T20 was even a thing.
That's it. I'm officially doing a thing. Please continue.
Don't count on, if you're doing what I think you're doing, don't count on it unless you're willing to carry me through that segment.
I said keep going.
So, the 1-day format admittedly does not appeal to me. Yes, I paid attention to the Women's World Cup. Yes, I saw some of the end of some key matches. But overall, I'm not the kind of person that is really fond of the middle format of the game. I went back and looked at not just the ODI, but the List A rules altogether. The List A format calls for matches to last between 40 and 60 overs each side. So I realized, what if appealing to those who would stand for much better appeal for a growth in the Test style, but still keep the matches shortened? And that's why I say that instead of a traditional 1 innings, 50 over match per side, a 1-day match should consist of 2 innings, but each of those innings for each team is a T20. You get the feel of Test matches, you get the practice of certain Test matches situations, while also keeping the intrigue and the pace of a T20 game. I also think that format would work very well, not just for your traditional 11-a-side, but 6-a-side as well.
Yes.
That's my main idea that I wanted to throw out into the universe. I honestly think it could work. Not only would you be able to wrap up their matches in a similar amount of time, if not shorter, appealing to the bowling rules set by the ICC for the length of a duration of a T20 innings, but you would have a lot of your other non-test playing nations, your more intermediate members of the ICC, to be able to get that feel if they, like the US, have grand designs on being test playing nations. So that's my main thought. You're going to continue to sit there and let me do this, aren't you?
I'm trying to say something, but my mouth was legitimately full. That took a good few moments to chew up some croutons. And yes, I'm fully content to let you sit back and dig yourself into a hole.
Mutter.
This is what happens when you tie even with me on fucking predictions in your first goddamn tournament, yep.
It's not my fault that the beginner's buff is still active in A's 1.
You know what? I'm not even mad that they won. It was a good game.
Don't be mad because my pick's styling on you.
But what was I gonna say? God damn it, I fucking forgot. In a new thing that we have here on the network, I now have a button for. I don't have to go look it up every goddamn time. Oh, wait a minute. I can't do it as a video clip, can I? Because it'll take up the whole fucking screen, won't it?
Only if you have it in full view. If you...
Yeah, so we're kind of fucked either way. All right. That'll need some work.
I was about to say, because again, I knew that's exactly what you were going to do, but I am in no way, shape, or form under the proper condition to say a proper goodbye to Andrew Simmons, one of the more modern day Australian cricketers who passed away in a one-car accident outside of Townsville in North Queensland at the age of just 46. I'm telling you, before too long, do not let those 2003 and 2007 World Cup championship teams suffer the same fate as the 1994 San Diego Chargers. They got to the Super Bowl, but like 5 of their players are dead. Don't let that sort of curse be on you guys.
So, what's our next topic, oh buddy, friend, oh pal?
Well, we have 3 on the docket. 4 if you're still interested in currency and whether or not you should buy the dip.
We should probably talk about that a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
What? Because of the crypto market is fucked, and the fact that stable coins, which normally would be a fantastic hedge as far as the volatility of the Bitcoin market in of itself, while the technology behind it in the blockchain is fascinating, wonderful, and can do great things for society, and other companies have used it without the decentralized, or rather with the aim towards taking down and decentralizing privacy of money concerns. The nature of the institution and backing really isn't even there, creating something in a digital space that's more volatile than your standard fiat money. And now that you have your higher interest rates going on worldwide, thanks to a major scare in the global markets because of inflation, in part related to things like geopolitical tension and the fact that we still haven't sorted out supply chain issues to anywhere near the top efficacy or efficiency that we have been in the past day or past couple of years. What? I can talk about that if you want. Why do you look like I said a lot of words? Did I say a lot of words?
So, next up on the banner today is the Main Disembodied Voice Drink review. We review a lot of Pepsi on this here podcast. And this week is no different. We have Pepsi Mango. Ooh, in all fairness, I've had this for quite a while now. I bought a few cases of these a few months back. Actually, I'm gonna be honest with you, it was like January. But needless to say, soda can hold for a while. These are honestly pretty good. And I need a drink to go with this salad. So Pepsi for salad. Also Pepsi for podcast. Yeah, I have to admit it first. When I first drank these, I wasn't a huge fan of them, right? But the more I drank them, the more I actually tasted the mango. Like being such a lifelong Pepsi drinker, I tasted the Pepsi first and not the mango. When I finally like got that mango flavor, it was like, oh, well, damn, this is pretty good. So overall, I would give this a solid 85.
Not a bad grade. I mean, honestly, if I didn't have my current issue with caramel colored sodas, I'd be right there with you.
So yeah, Pepsi for podcast. And that's the main disembodied drink review for the week. Next week, we will have the drink and a half review as we follow up on the Olipop root beer plant soda tonic thing.
You know, I had the opportunity to get some of that or a different flavor in store, but I completely forgot about it.
Well, no, I'm not going to be a dick.
What were you going to be a dick about?
I was going to say that sounds like a personal problem, which is what I tell John all the time.
Apparently, I have to step away for a second, so you're going to have to be embodied for a little bit longer.
Damn it, I hate being embodied. It interferes with my ability to do disembodied things.
Sounds like a quasi-personal problem, but I'll be right back.
Where's the monkey when I need it? All right. Well, I guess I'm going to have to carry the show for a few moments here, folks. Oh, Lord, excuse me. One problem with drinking Pepsi. Gas. Well, burping. But it's good, so I can't complain. Next week's disembodied drink review. I'm thinking as a possible heads up preview, which as always is subject to change. We might actually, I've had quite a few of these already. It's brand new flavor, but we might go with the Monster White Pineapple Reserve. Is likely to be next week's drink review of choice here on the Not a Network network. Speaking of the Not a Network available online at Twitter at Not a Network Pods. We're live on YouTube, American Whammy Podcast or AWP Podcasts, excuse me. More social media coming soon as the drunken, high, and possibly incomprehensible viewer himself finishes up the rest of the social media.
Ha ha! Rebranding.
Well, it's your network. I got nothing to do with it. I'm just here to talk out my ass and
Well, I mean,
talk
you're
out
the
my ass.
You're the head of the company where the network is a subsidiary of, maybe close to, kinda, could be, question mark.
Exactly. Again, I'm here to, sit here and talk out my ass on things.
But if we can't both do that, then what'll happen? Ukraine did win Eurovision, I fucking knew it!
We have an epic fight about who becomes the Tyrion Lannister of the network because we both drink and we know things.
I mean, you're not wrong. I'm surprised we haven't had trial by combat over that already, so...
you're fully aware, right? And this is no disrespect to you at all whatsoever, but I will kick your ass in combat.
None taken. I accept that. And yes.
I mean, you know what I'm capable of, and we'll leave it at that.
Don't get me wrong, I do. I can only unleash some of my skills, and even those would be diminished and or neutralized. You still never answered my question about all of the stuff that I mentioned with crypto. I mean, is that or is that not the gist of it?
I tuned out halfway through because it started to sound like you were talking out of your ass, although you were probably right.
I am fucking right. Why do you think you have those who were holders of Luna going ahead and committing suicide because the coin lost damn near all of its value in 2 days? Yet all of these companies jumping on the crypto dick, waiting to suck it, and with these NFTs. Look at how the fuck you look now, especially the Washington Nationals. 46 hours after they put out a tweet saying about their partnership and investing in the coin, the thing crashes through the damn floor. And lest we forget, thanks to all of this, the nation of El Salvador now has $32 million in brand new debt, trying to be the first country to make Bitcoin legal tender.
That's just dumb.
Well, I mean, when you have someone who's young and hip and riding a mayoral wave and going ahead and making deals with gangs to go ahead and curb violence, saying, hey, I'm going to buy 2,301 Bitcoins and we're going to do this so that I can be the world's coolest dictator and more tech savvy and have a Bitcoin city. How the fuck you look now?
Like a tier 1 jackass?
In essence. Now, granted, in the grand scheme of things, $32 million is a mere drop in the bucket on the existing $23 billion of Salvadorian debt. But when Moody's rates you at CAA3 credit, which is basically one measly little step above a default, where you're in the same position as another country who has been doing something stupid over the past few months, well, you deserve whatever the fuck you get.
It sounds like somebody chose up and woke up and chose violence on crypto.
I've never been the biggest crypto fan, and this is coming from someone who holds a couple of hundred of Dogecoin, and I will still take that pronunciation to my grave, because if you're all in on the memes and everything else, it is fucking Dogecoin, no matter what some batshit crazy South African with fucking Asperger's wants to call it. Do it right, you son of a bitch.
I believe that was shots fired at Elon Musk.
Yeah, damn straight it was.
Well, at least we're not currently live on Twitter, so he can't ban us.
Yeah, broke ass trying to get Jack Dorsey to go ahead and fund his own goddamn money to continue his quest for buying Twitter. Because God forbid you use a OBO or any other technique that doesn't involve you putting in your own damn money as the richest man on the planet, or having to bank in $12.5 billion of Tesla stock, which just so happened to fall 30% over the past couple of weeks thanks to market shock in big tech industries. Oh, no.
It scares me how much you know sometimes.
Again, I do things, I know things, I've watched a lot of news outlets, and I pay attention to things. It's not entirely my fault.
Oh, I'm aware.
So any further questions about how the cryptocurrency market in an entirety is merely reaping what it sows?
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oy.
So, what do you want to talk about next? Lesbian getting kicked out of Christian rehab facility, Mia Khalifa's porn rebranding, or the Cover 3 Best Buy defense?
I'll save the cover 3 Best Buy defense and how that could easily be implemented in both the A7FL and USFL if you're looking for a good scheme that you could morph into a blitz for last.
Okay, so are we talking about Mia Khalifa or
No, we're gonna
lesbian getting thrown out of rehab?
lesbian getting thrown out of rehab. We're covering that first.
Okay. So, Florida woman, of course, this has to start with Florida woman.
Christian rehab facility right on the doorstep of the fucking Holy Land amusement park. I mean, really, that speaks for itself.
Seminole County is a county away. Yeah, I'll let you have that one.
I mean, of course, these had the same facility, the same county that hosted the wonderful Club Juana, which had fine, renowned performances of a beautiful exotic dancers performing Macbeth in the nude.
You are aware, however, if I remember correctly, Holy Land is defunct now, right?
Wait, what? They actually shut down the Jesus Park?
Yes, they
Hallelujah!
they shut that down like last year.
I did not know of such an event.
Actually, no, sorry, they shut that down in 2020.
I did not know of such an event. I thought that they would have prayed for the divine intervention and miracles they needed, and that all of these things going on were just a hoax, and God would persevere and see them through.
Yeah, they did do that. And God said, fuck you, here's a pandemic. You ain't gonna get no more, you ain't gonna get any more money after you're already getting no money as is, because ain't nobody going to the Holy Land. But yeah, no, in February 2020, right before the pandemic, they laid off 118 employees, which was most of its staff, and was ending all theatrical productions, restaurants, and retail shops. On August 2nd, 2021, you're going to laugh at this. Possibly. No, you are going to laugh at this. At least I'm laughing at it. The property was sold to Advent Health, which is going to redevelop the land into a hospital.
So you go from having Jesus crucified 3 times a day to going ahead and actually saving lives.
Yeah, pretty much.
This just makes me smile in so many ways.
Yeah, I legitimately thought you knew that.
I did not. See, this is why I tell everybody I don't know everything. It just seems like it because I can quote things like, oh, I don't know, the proper centuries for the War of the Roses when it occurred, or when the bicycle was invented.
I thought you were about to go off on 101st class centuries again. I was going to say, look, it's old now.
No, relax. However, again, I had my bit in really. For those of you who happen to be involved with, a part of, or affiliated with the World Six-a-Side Cricket Federation, I am available. I do not require a tremendously high salary. Y'all need my help. Y'all are leaving money on the goddamn table. Best believe that.
And here we go with the first Dave Chappelle reference of the night. It only took 35 minutes. Congratulations. That is a new record.
34 minutes and 46 seconds. But I digress.
You would be technically correct. The best kind of technically correct.
The best kind of correct, but again, semantics.
Okay, you're not as high as or drunk you are.
I tend to function while under various states of inebriation.
But anyways, Kalia Hevia, 29, was sentenced to 120 days in Seminole County Jail for violating her probation last month. Last month being last month. After at a residential center operated by Teen Challenge, a quote Christ-centered end quote drug rehabilitation program for adults. Hevia told the newspaper, that newspaper being Orlando Sentinel, she kissed another woman in the program about 3 months after she was enrolled. After she confessed to the act, she was allegedly discharged for a quote serious ongoing program violation end quote just 2 months before finishing her probation, according to records. And then she says, from jail, she told reporters, quote, "It's just unfair that my sobriety should be compromised because of my sexuality."
I mean, look. First of all, with a system like this, taking advantage of someone who is clearly down on their luck and going through some issues. Number one. Number two, basing all these principles upon what Karl Marx stated as the opiate of the masses and religion itself, when you're secretly and most likely, I cannot confirm nor deny this, but based upon records of previous facilities of this nature, secretly operating for profit, although not acting like it, so you can get your proper tax breaks and loopholes. But all of that bullshit aside, you're really doing something like that and throwing a person out for this? I mean, really? She's cleaning up her act, so what if she just wants to have a makeout session with someone else at the facility, or even a light kiss? Hell, you know how much people pay for that shit on OnlyFans? Again, money on the table.
You know, it's funny that you call it an opiate of the masses because she was in jail for being passed out in the back of a car in February of 2021, leading to charges of unlawful possession of Xanax, which is a type of opiate.
I was well aware when you said funny that I used the word opiate. I can put 2 and 2 together and get 5, and yes, these are sufficiently large quantities of 2.
And driving with a suspended license. Her public defender, Natasha Gika, that's probably how to pronounce that, I don't give 2 fucks, is appealing the sentence, claiming it sets a, quote, bad precedent. She provided a quote to the Orlando Sentinel saying that it's likely her client will serve her full sentence before the appeal goes through, and that, quote, basically the precedent that this case set was that Ms. Hevia willfully and substantially violated her probation by being gay. Obviously, that's problematic.
Well, I mean, with Governor Fuckhead currently in office in Tallahassee, it probably isn't. But again, Governor Fuckhead, I don't need to say any more.
The Seminole Brevard State Attorney's Office provided this statement about the case. Quote, ultimately, the narrative put forward that Hevia was compelled to enter a faith-based treatment program that bias based on sexual preference led to her dismissal, and that she was compelled to serve time in jail based on that dismissal alone are factually incorrect, and we believe misleading. Orlando Sentinel also reached out to Teen Challenge Southeast Region for comment, and they, of course, declined.
Yet you wonder why there's a steady rise of Buddhist chaplains here in the United States. I mean, seriously, how many different ways can I say that this particular thing is fucked up?
Many. And honestly, she's a looker too. Like, you know, normally you see this shit and it's like, damn, she ugly, but I mean, yeah, she
Well,
kind of
again-
looks a little hungover, but I
Well,
mean, it's a jail
again,
photo,
this is
booking
what.
photo. So
Well, but I mean, this is what happens Zanny bars instead of having full on meth mouth.
yeah, exactly. I mean, you're really not wrong. So, hey, if the woman wants to be gay, she wants to, suck on some titty balls, as Dave Chappelle would so eloquently put it. Let her. Fuck it.
Exactly.
Don't fucking hold that against her in determining her repayment of her debt to society.
Thank you. She was otherwise a well-abiding citizen, going ahead and doing all of the things that are in proper recourse. I didn't hear any other sorts of violations or anything else.
And on top of that, she self-reported it.
Yes! Rather than people who are going out on all kinds of rampages or drug-induced or whatever, fuck knows what. Next thing you know, people are dead.
Our hearts and prayers are those with the families of the victims in Buffalo, New York.
Thoughts and prayers with the families of the victims in Buffalo, and we wish those from Milwaukee and California speedy recoveries as well.
But I don't disagree with anything you're saying.
Exactly. If she just, wants to go ahead and suck on some nice tiny little nipples, I could show her how to use the Montgomery glands to her advantage. If she wants to go ahead and act like a Malaysian pearl diver, so fucking be it. She ain't hurting nobody. I saw you shake your head. Am I still wrong?
I can no longer eat for the remainder of this episode because I'm afraid that I'm going to choke.
But why? I'm just sitting here speaking the truth, dropping knowledge like I do.
You're not wrong. Mostly.
What do you mean mostly?
Mostly. So, Mia Khalifa rebranding herself. How do we article in some magazine called Bustle. Fuck if I ever heard of it.
I have not.
I ran across this on Twitter. Yeah, Twitter this week. Basically, Mia Khalifa has done this whole self-reflection thing, where she's like, you know what, fuck it, I fucked a whole bunch of guys, I gotta live with it, I'm gonna make money off of it because I can, but I'm gonna do it on my own terms, which means I'm not gonna show my titties or anything else anymore, and I'm just gonna do a whole bunch of lewd shit on OnlyFans, and if you don't like it, you can fuck off.
All right.
That is the super martini extra dry TLDR of this article.
All right. I said before that my take on this is going to be complicated as fuck. Feel free to stop me at any time.
Oh, I have a feeling I'm going to need to.
I am all for people looking inward and having massive moments of self-reflection. I am all for personal growth. I think as we evolve... Why that one?
Like I said, I'm going to probably have to cut you off. Please keep going.
I am all for, again, moments of growth in this inward process. As we evolve and mature as adults, I really think is a key part of that evolution is looking at our states of selves in that present moment comparing ourselves with ourselves in our past as we determine our own personal futures as ways that we hereby see fit. For the road in life is very long and winding. Sometimes there are twists and turns. Sometimes there are multiple forks in the road. But it's all throughout these different obstacles that we incur and that we reach and that we persevere through in our journeys as we head towards our inevitable graves that truly define us, and we can offer wisdom to those around us, current and future generations. Do not get me wrong in any sort of that aspect whatsoever. But this is not the only time that she's even really tried to reinvent herself. Yes, she goes on with her story of how little she made giving that blowjob in a hijab, wearing glasses, and all of that while telling the producers, hey, you could get me killed. I completely understand that certain nefarious institutions like Al Qaeda and the Taliban were coming for her head. When you have those who are of hardcore Muslim beliefs, who are strictly adherent to Sharia law, and even those like the Saudis and Wahhabism, in different sects of the Muslim faith, you cut them deep to the core, there are going to be consequences. Just like if you happen to go up against, Westboro Baptist in the Christian faith, even though they can all go fuck themselves. I digress. You tried to do this after your porn career and being a crusader. You tried to do this in getting into the world of sports, which, hey, it failed. Yes, you can say that it was a part of the whole toxic male energy, and I agree that there was a lot of that present, as the nature of sports as we know today goes back to your hypermasculinity and base male instincts of ancient combat in the early civilization in different parts throughout the beginnings of the human race's time on Earth. I agree with that. But at what point do you really ask yourself if you're doing too much? Yes, you're doing this on your terms. Fine. Yes, you're going to do and not advertise things. Fine. But do you also not realize that it was because of the very nature of your existence and creation into the public eye, however many rightfully tragic elements it contains, that something of this really isn't going your own way, and you could be receiving different sorts of backlash for how you're going about this approach? These are the questions that, had I been the reporter in that article, I would have directly asked. From her as an individual, I don't like this. I don't.
Okay, then.
Why do I have a feeling the look on your face means that you were expecting something entirely different?
I don't know what I'm expecting. Again, part of me is kind of just sitting here letting you dig your hole, because I don't know if I have 2 cents on this. I thought it would be an interesting topic that you would want to cover. I don't really have a monkey in the fight.
Well, I mean, for this kind of thing, and again, with the previous porn stars and those like similar to, look at what happened with Jenna Jameson. She did something very similar, but at a completely different and wonderful capitalization in the early years post pornographic career on screen. And as you notice, nobody says shit. The only instance that she had was trying to do something on 4chan, and where she got the instance of "we're not your personal army." But aside from that, she was able to quietly taper down and go ahead and live a fairly decent civilian life for the most part. We cherish and masturbate to the memories appropriately. Mia Khalifa, let us fucking do that with you.
I mean, more power to anybody who wants to pull it out and give it a go at Mia Khalifa. Not really my particular flavor, so that's where I'm going to leave that.
I mean, that's fair. Although her cream pie scenes, I will say, completely chef's kiss. And the glasses in particular do it for me as well. But Again,
where's
your
my
mileage may
thing
vary.
about? Where's my fucking shtick about? The views and opinions of one Mr. Viewer himself are exactly those opinions of Viewer himself. If you have a problem with him and his cream pie fetish, you may contact him and, of course, undergo a strict and thorough vetting process by reaching out to him at Superviewer on Twitter. This show is going by way too fast tonight. There's not enough shtick, especially for a network whose motto is we have nothing to shtick but shtick itself.
Blame not Harry Broadhurst?
Somehow, yes.
I mean, you're the one. You saw damn well the topics I was going to cover, and now you realize that you had not a single penny farthing in that whole pound.
I really don't have a penny in anything so far. Honestly.
And of course, this is the 1 week where you got nothing for yourself.
Also not wrong, because I blew my load early on the league coverage. I don't really have anything that much crazy personal life stuff going on that I can talk about, so it's just a week in, week out kind of week.
In some ways, I get that.
I mean, how can I sum up my week where you can understand, but know that I can't really go into it any further as well?
Try me.
Brevior vita est quam profumentibus negotium agenda.
You know, that makes perfect sense.
No translation needed this week.
No, I mean, hopefully next week it's a different story, question mark.
God, I hope so. But, I mean, that's pretty much what this week has been. And I just really don't need or want to talk about it on air, so...
Again, that's fine. We've had our discussions off air, and off air they shall remain.
Meanwhile, we have a lovely tweet from NFL Memes of all places. The cover 3 defense, as one person in the comments called it. We have a group of dudes clearly acting all shady, right? Like, come on. Saw that one coming. Allow me to do one of my greatest things here. This could get ugly. It is getting ugly. You could have seen this coming from long ago.
Well, I mean, obviously, you have them walking around. They zoom right in for the cell phones, knowing that they're not interested. First of all, they're too dumb to realize how they're attached to the table. And when you're sitting there and that kind of a thing, waiting for your blocking to set up for the play, the defense is going to read it like an open book. And especially with the cover 3, when you have each attendant covering 1/3 of that region of the store perfectly, you go ahead and you zoom in, and it's like, all right, a guy on the left, go ahead and diagnoses the play, trying to set up a seal, waiting for allowing to get your tackle assist on the other dudes. Other guy comes in, goes ahead and blocks the outside running lanes, forcing you to go ahead and get stood up right there. And then the guy coming in real deep near the exit comes right in and saying, fucker, you really ain't going nowhere, to try to go ahead and in potential for laying down the hit. That's the kind of shit that they teach you. Fundamentals right there. Especially when you're in run coverage.
That's exactly what this was. This was run coverage, and dudes just flat out The comments on this though are chef's kiss though. What was one dude? My man diagnosed the fact that this is a run play right before the ball was snapped.
That pre-snap reads. Dude knew.
This is another crazy one. This Best Buy, this girl all up on that dude. Like, nah, you ain't getting out the store, homeboy.
I mean, again, that's what you would call pass blocking right there.
But I mean,
this is the kind of thing I wish we had a telestrator for.
yeah. But that's all we got.
That's
Weirdly
it.
enough.
I told you you weren't you were going to expect some sort of big laundry list, and I ain't got nothing for you. The fact that I slept through most of Friday the 13th. We're having this on the night of a blood moon and a lunar eclipse.
Oh no.
Oh no, what?
There was a shooting at a church in
California.
Orange County, California.
That's what I was referencing earlier. The Geneva Baptist Church in Orange County, California, Panoma, I believe. Not to mention all of those shot in Milwaukee out of a watch event, Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semifinals against Boston.
What I find hilarious, right?
Mm-hmm.
Daily Beast.
Go on.
It's Orange County, California, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is an Orange County, Florida cop car. And you know that's in their article because it's the image that comes up on the hyperlink embed thing. Jesus Christ, is there no good journalism in this world anymore?
How about no? Yes, news of that broke about 7 hours ago with the time we're live right now.
Yeah, I'm seeing that now.
And yet people wonder why there's a beautiful tapestry saying, I'm a millennial. My only hope for retirement is societal collapse. This is where
This is
we
what
are
happens
at.
when you have two counties of notoriety that have the, like, you have Orange County, California, and Orange County, Florida.
They even made fun of that on an episode of the Venture Brothers.
I'm sure they did. Well, you know what? It's an hour in. I guess we might as well end it. I don't got anything else.
I told you.
I don't even have a good fuck your couch joke this week, man. I'm kind of dying here.
Look, I told you. I had my thing. I thought it was going to be the whole crypto thing because you had that set up, but you tuned out on that. I don't know what else to tell you.
It's Sunday night, and you know what that means?
Exactly. And I'm probably going to get back into my little red box. And after I watch this stuff, I'm going to be watching a certain someone and go through a litany of YouTube videos. I don't know yet, but it's probably yes.
You have fun with that.
Well, of course, and all I will say is I will direct those to follow the lovely Mrs. Jill Ellis Young on Instagram and YouTube. You will thank me. And for those of you who already know, you'll already know.
Meanwhile, Twitter at Not a Network Pods, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, etc. Rebranding / coming soon. I'm at NSFW Andesian on Twitter. Something about strict and thorough vetting processes, so on and so forth. This has been the weirdest episode of Point of Viewer on record. I am the Main Disembodied Voice of Doom, saying konnichiwa, bitches.
Don't be a dick. See you next week.